Welcome back for yet another exciting C# YouTube tutorial. In this one we're going to enhance the BMI program you just finished coding. You will see it looks pretty much just like the one you had before. However, we added what we call a checkbox and another text box. A checkbox can be found over here, checked, and we brought another text box. I'm going to click here and notice I named it Check BMI Words, and as the text I put in Show BMI Results, and this text box is called Text BMI Results. And this also has an if statement and a data validation. So let's go see how we accomplish this. Let's run it. Let's put in bad data for a minute. And what I mean by bad data is a value in the text box that cannot be converted to a number. We hit calculate, and see right here we get a message saying invalid for height. And then we hit calculate, it's invalid for weight. And then we calculate, and look, we calculate the BMI just like we did before, but now we have words that come out, and we change the color to red. And we can have that BMI words disappear by clicking here, and we can have it come back. And we can also change, see what the results are by putting in different factors. See, that makes the person overweight. And if we play around with these values, you'll see we get different results here. We get normal, and then we're going to make this person underweight. Well, it actually says it's normal, so let's drop it down to 100. And it says underweight. Let's see how we accomplish this. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at the data validation, and we're going to click here. So what we do is our 4 easy steps: declare, validate, and convert. So we have a try catch. You remember this from a previous one. We try converting this text to an integer, and if it works, it skips over this code and moves on. And if it works, it skips over it. If something goes wrong, it comes into here. We're going to put a breakpoint here so we can see. Actually, I'm going to put one right there. I'm going to turn that one off. How I got there is I clicked in the gutter, or I can hit F9. This one uses the try parse. Try parsing this text box to an integer, and if it works, output the text box text value into an integer called weight. If not, which means the not, this means not. If this does not work, able to convert this text box to an integer, we get the error message. If something goes wrong, we have a message box pop up, we set the focus, and we get out. If something goes wrong here, we pop up a message box, we set the focus, and we return. Return gets us out of the code, skips all this code, it brings you to here. We'll take a look at that in a few minutes. Right here, you can see I do the calculation a little differently. I don't need to declare the kilograms in the meters. I take the weight, I put parentheses around it mathematically. It does this first. It then does this. It doubles it, and then converts it to a float and divides it and puts it in a float, just to let you know. Okay, down here we write an if statement. If the float index is less than 18.5, we put underweight into the text box. We change the color to yellow. If the float index is less than 25, we set to normal in green. Else if it's less than 30, the overweight in yellow. Else, if it's none of these conditions, we set it to obesity in red, and then we put it out to the screen. Okay. The other place we have to bring your attention to is the clear button. Notice we clear the text index, we clear the height, the weight, the BMI results, and we set the color to white. The reason we set the color to white is, if you remember in the previous code, we can set it to yellow or green or red. The exit is the same, and I do want to bring your attention to one other piece of code. Is when they click here, you notice these words will change. So you double click on here. On the check BMI words, when you check it and it changes, right here we say if the results are visible, we set it to so you can't see it, and we change the text that's on the checkbox to show BMI results. Else, if it's not visible, notice I don't have to say this. You might be tempted to do this, and that would work, but we don't have to, because remember, whatever's in the parenthesis evaluates to true, it's true. So right here we're asking, Visible, true or false. True, it does this, else it does false, it does that. Let's put a breakpoint so we can see what happens. So let's put in 57x, 170x, and let's hit calculate. We come in here, it's going to attempt to convert this. I have a breakpoint right there. I'm hitting the F10 key. Notice the catch code happens, and up pops the message box. Right here, this is the message. This right here is the title. The OK makes this OK button appear, and the message box icon exclamation makes that appear. If I click OK, notice we hit focus, we hit return, and we skip out of the code, and nothing more happens. Okay, we're going to fix that. We're going to hit calculate, and I'm stepping through the code, and I'm hitting F5 to the next breakpoint. Now watch, this is going to work, and it's going to skip down to here. See, it skips the catch because it can convert 57 in quotes to an integer. This will not work. Notice we'll get this message, this title. Notice comma separate them. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We're supplying 4 values. And here comes this message box. Okay, I come over here, F10, F10. I hit F5, let the code run. I fix that. I click calculate. Notice that works. It skips over the catch. Notice this will work, and it will skip over this. It will convert 170 from text. See the quotes around the 170 to an integer. See, success because it didn't happen. 170. We do the calculation. We check. Is 36.84 less than 18.5? False. Is it less than 25? False. Is it less than 30? And we come into here. And I hit F5 because I don't want to see any more code. And there you go. Let's see what happens when we turn this off. Right here, see how it says show BMI results? I click there. Okay, it comes in. It says, is it visible? And it is true. It is shown right now. So we're going to make it disappear. And we're going to change the words to say show BMI text results. We skip through the code. See, the box is not showing. And now it says show BMI results. If I check here, it will come in. This is false, so it comes down to the else. Sets it so you can see it. Changes the text words to be hide BMI results. I hit F5, and there you go.